Hello, beautiful folks. I'm not sure if anyone's still here. I saw you guys come in and go out. I don't blame you. I was scrambling. I had a whole bunch of stuff ready, actually. Not everything, but many things ready for making my art here. And someone very lovingly, but not knowing that they shouldn't, reorganized a pile that I had going. So I'm sorry. I started and then scrambled because I realized a lot of things were missing. Hi, Nick. So I'm here just to sort of kick this off and then probably go away for just a few more minutes again. I have my board, I have my glue. I'm using moon water for mine and some of the perfume that was blessed in the last full moon, and that kind of stuff to prep my little poster board here. Um, but I wanted to touch base, hi, with the two of you that I saw here. Hi, Cat. Um, just to say, I'm glad you're here, and to sort of initiate with like a little prayer of a certain type, and talk about sort of a meditative state for manifesting. Hold on one second. I'm afraid my phone's going to get real loud. Okay, no, because anything could be not royalty free. So hold on a second. I'm trying to pop into the chat via my phone because I don't think people have. Yep, I didn't think so. I didn't think there were any people assigned as like mods or anything on this new channel. Let's see here. Okay. So, Kat, you have a badge. You're comfortable with that. Nook, do you want a badge for tonight? Are you going to be here for a little bit? Like, meaning you want to mod tonight? I don't think we're going to need really too much. We don't have that many people that come in here, but are you able to stick around? And honestly, you have such a huge life to moderate. If you don't want to mod, that's fine. Like, we're not going to have that many people, and Kat's a pro, but if it was something you were interested in, you'll be on for a bit. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here because today was a combination of busy and weird health, and I read everything you texted earlier, even though, like, I answered for very briefly because we were in school, but I'm glad you're here. Just for the whole, I did wrench you. There it is. Okay. But so anyway, so I read the things you sent, and I understand, like, I really do fully, completely understand, like, the level of stress that's existing there. And like, there's no way in the world that I even remotely think for a heartbeat's worth of time that there's anything wrong with feeling that way, because it's like means you're feeling appropriately in real time rather than stuffing it down and putting it off for later, which a lot of people do. I've certainly done it. But I really wish, yeah, oh man, people come so fast these days, meaning deceased loved ones. Non-physical is what I prefer, but just to clarify, because you had somebody come in real quick. That's why I'm saying that, Nook. But, you know, you need to, I know it's really hard to find time with everything that goes on, and you need, how many minutes are you guys saying? Okay, they're saying a minimum of 11 minutes. 22 is more ideal for you right now for whatever reason, to like deep breathe and center yourself. They're saying you could literally split that up. Like, if you want to put on a timer and do it 11 times for 2 minutes throughout the day, or if you can do 11 minutes at once. So they're saying if you can handle 11 minutes at once, that's better. But if you need to split it up into 22 minutes in segments throughout the day, where you take time to listen to something that's inspirational for you, and that makes you find, helps you find your center. Yeah, okay, he's talking about the homeopathics, because I know, like, that's big for you and your family, herbology and things. So if it can involve being around some sort of herb that has always centered you, even if you're not, like, if you don't have time for a cup of tea, even just getting out the leaves, right, and spending 3 minutes holding them, especially since herbology runs in your, like, veins. For some of us it's rocks, and for other people it's other types of things. They're saying, because of your astrology, being out, like, closing your eyes and 2 straight minutes of just sunlight would do you a lot of good too. So being by a window or stepping outside, but it's got to be a time where you don't have to be watching anybody, just for 2 minutes, where you can get some sunlight. And so they're saying, but you need to be listening for now. You've got to be listening to something that brings you, either just like, it makes you feel like a badass deep inside, like some song that you like, or brings you peace, or brings you joy or self-love. So it needs to be music or some sort of spoken word, something. They're saying you won't always need that, but right now, because the energies are so scattered, leadership is important. Having, a voice in your ear that helps you stay focused on your goal, which is, letting go. And for people that are 100% Christian, letting go and letting God, and letting, or the law of attraction for other people, letting go and letting the universe take care of some things just for 2 minutes at a time is what they want you to practice. And then another thing that I'm hearing, like, they're telling me, And this is something that I know Abraham Hicks advises, Bashar has advised it, a lot of other people that are sort of like that, that are channeling non-physical entity groups that are intent, like are really gathered by divine to send messages to try and help some of us um, develop certain types of ease with, you know, living as a human. Yeah, right. Well, and I see, like, I understand that completely. That's why I'm saying, like, they're saying even if it's like 2 minutes, um, you know, that is great for the beginning. But what I was on the road to saying though is, you know, all the people I just named, the list of people I just named, they say if you can keep literally the first like 17 seconds, 20 seconds, right? Like, because that's easier to count of your day, like when you open your eyes, if you can keep first 20 seconds of your day in a state of either neutrality, right, where you don't know, you wake up and you just don't decide how you feel, right? You just go, I wonder how I'm going to feel today, you know, and stay neutral 20 seconds. Or if you are more geared towards the positive when your eyes open, for 20 seconds, in that first 20 seconds of your day, if you can wrangle, you know, your feelings and your thoughts to be positive ones, to be of gratitude, it's going to change in the entire next 24 hours. And then the people that get really good, right, that can like manage the first 5 to 10 minutes of their day, like that can change weeks worth of time in their lives. So I don't know how you usually wake up. I imagine it's a whole bunch of different ways because of the number of youth that are in your house sometimes and things like that. Um, but if for some reason wake up time is more quiet for you because there are just no people in your space, um, having something planned on your phone, like the second I open my eyes, I'm hitting play and I'm listening to this for 30 seconds, you know, and if you don't make it the full 30 seconds, no big deal. But whatever it is that brings you peace. And if you don't have any ideas, they're sending me a whole bunch and I can like text you a couple of them. And I'm sure what I'll text you is like things that are 2 and 3 minutes long, but just listen to the very like first 30 seconds of it or less. And they're saying, because they're just trying to help you learn that it's either, if you can't be in a positive place, which is so terrifyingly and grippingly hard when you're in like a tailspin from every direction, the thing you have to be is neutral. You can't have made up your mind about what is going to happen today or even in the next 5 minutes. And it's so hard. It's so hard. It gets a lot easier over time, and you're somebody that's really good at that stuff just naturally. Um, in terms of focus, once you figure out how to do it, you in particular are somebody that is amazing at gripping onto that focus and becoming a student of it, right? So it's just a matter of practicing for just mere seconds at a time until you feel it, right? Until you feel it in your spirit, in your body, in your brain, in your heart. And then from there on out, they're relatively confident that once you feel it sort of click inside you, you'll be able to visit that place of, especially in the beginning, neutrality, where it's like, I don't have, if I can't feel positive about it, I'm not going to feel anyway. And if I can't keep my mind from dipping all over the place about it, then I'm going to find a subject where I can stay neutral. Literally any subject. Um, or a subject that's just much smaller. So if you're dealing with a big issue like jobs, relationships, families, you know, and you cannot stay calm in the face of that stuff, stop thinking about it altogether and just literally think about lunch, right? Just think about, what about lunch would be pleasurable for me? What would how would that taste? How would it sound when I chew it? How will it go into my body and be absorbed like nutrients into my bloodstream? Just all of that for 10, 20 seconds would make a huge difference. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, that was ironic. What just happened in my house? So I'm going to take a couple deep breaths. But yeah, so they advise very strongly neutrality. And yeah, just, I mean, seconds change your life. And I mean, that's just true in every way. So it's not like it's, when people say, oh, what rhetoric or what BS or, what kind of guru is that? That's so fake. It's like, oh, come on. Seconds change your life at all times, right? It's like you have 10 seconds before your last huge contraction before you push out a whole human, right? Like that's in seconds. A baby goes from not fully outside in the world to outside in the world in seconds. You know what I mean? It can take literal seconds for there to be something hugely amazing in your life, like winning the lottery in literal seconds before there's some sort of accident. So when people say this rhetoric about 10, 20 seconds is such BS, it can change your life, it happens every single day. But it's just in ways that we don't control. It's in ways that either the universe or other humans have wrangled and taken control of. And so they're just saying if you can take control of a consecutive number of seconds throughout your day and stay neutral or positive, right? Doesn't have to be always like peppy, that it can change your whole life. Oh my gosh, so that's a fantastic thing to hold on to. Like, wake up in the morning and, like, I don't know if you have an alarm that wakes you up, or you're a pretty morning person, so that's why I keep saying I'm not sure how you wake up, because we're the opposite. I don't wake up easily at all, and you're a morning person. So if it's an alarm that wakes you up, put in the notes of that alarm all in caps that he said mama, that like the first 5 seconds for sure you're reading that, and then you spend another 10 seconds thinking about it, and you've got your positivity on lock, man. And see, he went from not saying mama to saying mama in like seconds, right? I mean, I understand the time that came before that, but so that's amazing though. That's amazing. Your grandfather is so present. Because I think some of it is, like he said in it very initially, like he really wanted to apologize for anything that any time he was related to the things that caused waves in your life, especially your young life. But he also, is, from a perspective where he can see all of his loved ones, and he can see that, he really wants to hold your hand. He knows that you need that, and he knows that he loves you very much, and he can see so much more clearly, the pathways for everyone that he loves, including you. And he wants you to breathe and worry less about the boys. He knows they're gonna be okay, no matter what path they take, because you're not going to ever for a second let them either feel so unloved that they make weird choices, or he says also, though, you're not going to let them just get away with things that are going to take them down a bad path, because you understand how 3 bad decisions can change an entire life. So he's like, just please don't worry. I can see their paths, and they're both going to be great, and you're going to be great too, but you got to just breathe through this, because it's not like, okay, like I'm going to use job hunting for just a general example. Like, there's a lot of jobs that someone could get at any given time, right? Like they could, and they're going to get things because the universe isn't going to leave them high and dry for too long, right? Especially well-trained individuals. However, there's a lot of different options of things that can happen based on the message you send into the universe. And if you send into the universe, I'll take anything, I don't care, I have no pride, I'll do whatever, you'll get a job. But it might not be the one that brings you bliss, and it might not be one that will last for very long because it's not really a good fit. And if that's what you need to get through, if that's the situation that anyone is in, of course, that's why that's an option, right? It's to get people to the next moment where they can manifest something new. But if you're able to hold out, like in like the job search example that we're using, and say, I absolutely need a job and I also want a job very much, but I trust the universe that they're going to bring me the best possible option for me and my family in the perfect timing. And I'll also ask that universe, if that is something that I'm going to have to wait a while for, can you please help another methodology, a part-time methodology, something, or some money flow into my life from some unknown source and surprise me with how that happens, whether it's a tiny lottery win, a tiny inheritance, a small part-time job. Please, can there be something that flows into my universe sooner rather than later, so that I'm not in a panicked place and making decisions from that panicked place? Please, thank you. Amen, aho, and so it is, right? So sometimes it's smart to ask for something to tide you over while you wait for the better options. It says there's a problem with the server. Okay, excellent. Sorry, I got someone paid a bill out of my PayPal, which is great. But it might have been what disrupted some things. So, I don't know if you saw, Kat has is the YouTube sleep music, relaxation music. It helps her sleep. One night she sent one. I don't know if you were here, Nook. She sent one to me while we were live, and I listened to it. And like, I've fallen asleep a lot on stream because that is something that happens with my health sometimes. But this one, it was really the music. Like, I listened to it for like 3 minutes and it conked me out. So she also found a nice lady on YouTube that made her individualized meditative music, if music is your jam. If it's not, if it's scent, right, then burn incense or a candle, because I know you've made candles, right? Or like, again, with the herbs, like your grandfather keeps bringing me back to the herbs because it's in your bloodline, right? Burning the herbs, cooking the herbs in some oil just so you smell them, like literally putting a little saucepan on the stove, putting some olive oil or something in, and just putting that one herb that works wonders for you in that, and just cooking, like browning it for just a few minutes. Um, he's saying just the sheer act of getting one out will connect you to that sort of bloodline and practicum that runs through your family. Ocean with the turtles. So, okay, here, hold on a second. You like basil? Okay. Yeah, he was showing me it dried, so I couldn't tell like what I was looking at necessarily, because it's, you know what I mean. It's like the stuff that goes, it goes on the like from a dried shaker or whatever. So if you have it, yeah, okay. So they're showing me if you have the actual non-dried herbs, if you have access to them already, it's not something you need to get necessarily, but if you already have access to them, they're saying instead of having to get out a saucepan, you could muddle them, either with a mortar and pestle, or just literally get a little bowl and mash it open until it aromatics are coming free, and put your fingers in them and, sort of rub it between your fingertips and then put it in front of your face and inhale deeply. As long as you're not allergic. I had a weird allergy reaction to Thai basil one time that didn't end well for me, but you're not the same. Okay, I wanted to say that kind of stuff because your grandpa came through. I also know you said you weren't sure you're going to stay for too long, so I wanted to make sure. He's still really connected right now and has a lot to say. He says even if you can't hear him, you're gonna, if you just pay attention sort of quietly, you'll feel him. He feels like he feels sort of like it's not quite a hug. I'm just going to describe how it feels. When someone's right behind you, right? Someone you love and trust, so it's not like a panicky feeling, right? Someone you love and trust is right behind you, and they sort of very lightly put one of their hands on both, a hand on each of your shoulders, right? And they're standing behind you. They're not saying much. Maybe you guys are looking out the window at something, but it's sort of like you feel them in your energy space or your aura space. It's not a full-on hug. It's like a whisper, but it still feels very warm, comforting, and non-invasive, right? Like he's not wrapping his arms full-on around you, because he's very respectful of personal space. And I don't know if he always was or if that is something he's learned now. He says he always was pretty much. But that it's that. So if you're standing there and you feel like someone's behind you, but no one else is in the house, and it's not like, ooh, dun dun dun. It just is like, oh, it just feels like someone's here and has my back. That's him. That's him. And so that's why he wanted me to sort of describe it. He was really upping the sensitivity here. He's like, it's like right behind you and with a hand on either one of your shoulders, or at the same time, hands on your shoulders. And it's not like even a body hug. His body's stepped back, but he's putting hands on my shoulders, really your shoulders, but he's explaining. And it's sort of like, just like, I'm right here. I'm right here. And I know you're not used to feeling me right here, so I'm not going to just jump up on you. Kat's mom, when I first met her, for sure, like literally like was a backpack. Like she was literally sort of like wrapped around Kat energetically like a backpack, right? Like there was no space. But they knew each other probably considerably better than like grandparents know their grandchildren as well. So so he just wants you to know that's him. And oh, that's interesting, Kat. I was just wondering in my own head, right? I wasn't really intentionally asking them, but I was just wondering. I thought, wonder why, like, your grandfather introduced himself so quickly, and I saw your grandmother and your brother, and I finally saw your mom, and she talked to me and told me some past stories, but it took a long time, and I was like, I wonder what it was like about me, or if she was shy, or what it was, and she said, she said, no, actually, it's that. Kat is a little more tangled up about me emotionally in terms of, missing me and that kind of stuff. And that energy, created some static on the line to the point where I could get one strong message through, right? And it was like, what is the strong message I'm going to send so that she can tell my daughter, like, I am not going anywhere. And so she's like, through that, I was able to send you, like, I am on you like a backpack, honey. I'm wrapped around you in a permanent hug. I am piggybacking through life with you. And so I think that's interesting. Oh, now I'm feeling both of their love for you, grandfather, and then Kat's mom. And it's just, sometimes it's overwhelming because they're just sending you guys so much love. Okay, the guides are saying if you both close your eyes and take a Slow, deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. And while you're doing that, just think of that person. Think of your grandfather and your mother, respectively. Take a couple of breaths like that. Close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth very slowly, and just think their name or whatever you called them. And they're saying you'll be able to start feeling some of that warmness around your heart that I'm feeling. Okay, one of you felt it. I'm not sure who, but somebody's eyes popped open like, oh, which one of you was that? Because to whoever did that, they said, oh yeah, there's a lot more where that comes from. There's a lot more of us. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because they were just like, you think that's interesting. There's a lot more of us lined up behind you than you could ever imagine. Okay. I know I need to move on just because I have a grand ability for dragging my feet like crazy through things. So for those of us that are going to do a little bit of art here, I still have a few things I need to collect that got rescattered. But I have my glue. I'm using Mod Podge, so I lost my glue stick. And I'm using tape for the things that I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them on the art piece permanently. I'm personally going to take some of my moon water and paint it on top of the poster board, or at least around the borders first. I'm going to use, personally, I'm going to use the Capricorn moon water that I have and the Pisces moon water that I have. No offense to Aquarius in any way, shape, or form. That's just the energy that I want to put in. I want to put earth and water and make my thing out of mud, I guess, basically, is what I'm saying. That's where I live comfortably, though, too. So for me, earth energy and water energy is where I live comfortably. You should totally make some. He said they were delicious. I'm not sure what his voice sounds like necessarily, but it's the first time I've heard like a full voice rather than just a thought cloud. His voice wasn't as deep as I was expecting. Like it was, I'm not, it's by no way feminine, right? But, and he was very articulate with his consonants. At least the person I just heard is. Um, you should totally make some. He said, just smelling them cooking, he'll be around while you cook them. He said, so many other people will too. Um, grandma, he said, grandma will be there. He said grandmother, but I'm not sure what you called her colloquially. Oh yeah, thumbprint cookies. Yeah, sometimes people put Hershey Kisses in them, and then sometimes they put jelly in them. That's delicious. That's delicious. He's showing me two colors of jam. He's showing me like yellows. I don't know if that's like peach preserve or I'm trying to think of another light color like orange marmalade maybe. And then he's showing me a darker one, and I think I see seeds, so I think it's like raspberry, strawberry maybe. I guess I'm trying to remember if blackberries have seeds that show up in the jam or not. Um, but yeah, he showed me two different colors of jam in the cookies. He said kids will like them. Marmalade, apricot. Yeah. Do you have an apron that you like, Nook? He's saying something about an apron. He's saying something about that number one, you have a few aprons, but there's one you like better. And that we should figure out a way to bless the one you like better. Okay, tell me about your apron. I got a message from Joe Black. That's very sweet. Has pumpkins on it. Okay, that makes sense. I was seeing sort of a color, like I couldn't tell if they were flowers or what. Are they sort of small though, like a smaller pattern? It looks like it's the kind that has the top and the bottom, but I'm not sure about that. Yes, please do send me a picture because what he was saying is we need to bless that apron. He said she has a few, but there's one that she loves, and we need to bless that apron because once we bless that apron, um, then anytime she's feeling really uncertain, she can put it on, and it would be like a hug, and be like anytime you put it on, it comes to mean that you're inviting your family to come and your guides, right, and your angels. I don't just mean your literal non-physical family, but I think angels and guides are part of your non-physical family, right? But um, he's saying we need to bless that apron so that you understand the significance that it holds, um, not just because you think it's beautiful, but because it will be blessed and serve as like a direct and an energetic line between you and your spirit family. And I just sort of asked, how are we going to bless it? He said, I'll tell you in a minute. He's kind of funny. He's very sincere and he's funny. He's not loud though. He's not a loud man, but he's very funny. Oh, Cat has something like that too. Somebody just said Cat has something like that too. I don't know if it's an apron. Do you have an apron you wear when you make your glass, Cat? I need to open my soda pop. Oh, I did. I did. I don't know if you visually favor that side of the family or not, Nook, but there's something about you that reminds him of um, your grandmother, the one that he was at some point married to. I don't know. They both would be fantastic. I fight for Team Moth a lot of the time. Ah, my gosh, their spirit has been getting so good lately. Can I share this picture with Kat? Because this is it's top and bottom with the big pocket. This is like exactly. I didn't see the pumpkins as big as they are exactly, but other than that, the colors right and everything. Oh, now I want to zoom in. I think it's a butterfly because it does. I can't tell in that picture, but if it was a moth, for sure it would have its antenna would be feathery. Yeah, there's something, he said there's something about your eyes, your big eyes. Um, and he also says when he looks through your eyes, meaning how you look at the world, there's something similar about that too. So it's not just how your eyes look visually, it's how they view the world. Okay, hold on, I'm sharing. So yeah, he whispered to me that sometime soon they'll give me what they want done with the apron. Okay, I shared it with all the folks that I know are here. That's pretty too. But I could see the top and bottom. I could see the colors, but I guess the pumpkins looked smaller to me, being completely transparent about it. Um, but yeah, I can't tell from that little like zoom in if it's a moth or a butterfly, but either one. Oh, I think they're butterflies. When I zoom in on the pictures um, on the bigger picture, it looks like there's little like dots on the end of their antenna. Yeah, there's something about your eyes, but it's the way you view the world too. And he's saying your ability to harness chaos when you really want to. Um, but yeah, okay. So really quickly before I go away for a second, so we can. Some of you might have started, right? But you just need some surface to work with, right? Like if you just have a piece of paper, or if you want to do it digitally, like on a tablet or whatever, and make a collage that way, that's perfectly fine. However that works. Love, care, adoration are, the keywords. Um, what that, any image you have that to you represents love, care, or adoring someone, something, etc. Put on there. And the purpose is to generate more focus on the love and the things that you have in your life that resonate with that, and um, and to invite more of it in. So don't be afraid if it's something that to you represents love or care or whatever, and it's not something that's active in your life right now. That doesn't matter. Put it on there, because then it's your way of inviting it in. So put things that are current and real now. Put things that you really have had in the past that you'd like to invite in, or you've never had you'd like to invite in, onto this particular board. Bless it in whatever way you want to bless it, meaning if you just want to pray over your supplies and your board or your paper or whatever, or if you're going to just hand draw something, whatever it is you're going to do on this board. If you want to pray over it, if you're somebody that's an incense or Palo Santo or sage person, run the sage over the board. You don't necessarily have to do it over all your supplies if you don't want to, right? For me, like I said, I'm going to paint some moon water along the borders. I'm going to use some of my favorite crystals just to hold the corners down as we sit here. And put little dots of my perfume that I blessed in the Pisces moon on there. And then just start sort of gluing my stuff or taping or whatever. Before that, though, really quickly, just saying, dearest archangels, angels, guides, and ascended masters, those that are of the light and from the light, we only ever wish to connect under your divine guidance and protection. We only ever wish to connect to these objects or create something new under your divine guidance and protection. Please know our gratitude for your eternal, never-ending love and care. So please bless the supplies. Please bless our intentions. Please bless the energy around this to help this be a healing exercise and an exercise that brings our focus in on the way we want love and care to resonate in our lives, both from other people and how we want to love other people, how we want other people to love us, and most importantly, how we want to love ourselves and how we want to experience the love of Source or God or Buddha or Yeshua, whatever you call your higher power, right? Or powers. We invite your protection and blessing on these objects, and only the protection of those of the light and from the light. Aw. So I am temporarily going to step away for a minute. I'm going to bring Joe up. I don't know if he's going to want to chat or not. And I don't know how long you guys are going to stay, but does everybody, are you guys tending to make these things, or are you just going to sit here and chat? I don't care either way. It's totally up to you. If you're going to create at the same time, please let me know. If you're going to leave soon, let me know. That'll tell me what we need to do. Like if you're not going to create, then we'll make sure we have more conversation while we create. If you're going to create and you would like to converse, I can link, I can send the link to the StreamYard so that you can come on and chat, take turns chatting while you create and tell us what you're putting on your board, what it means to you, that kind of stuff. That's really sweet of you, Nook. I promise I wouldn't just do a live and be like, and if your grandfather came through, he came through. I wasn't like, pay me. But that's very kind of you to send a tip. I appreciate it a great deal. Your grandfather is definitely still saying, like, he's like, make sure you breathe and reach for that feeling of someone behind you. He just wants you to know how much manpower, woman power, human power is behind you at all times. Okay. So then what I'm going to do for the moment, because I have to step away here, is I need to ask Joe if he wants to chat or if I should put like some of that music back on just for a few more minutes. Joe, can you let me know? Do you want to converse, or do you want to? Because as long as we converse, we're just going to stay on the topic of we're putting on our boards, why we're putting it on our boards, what we feel about love and manifestation and that kind of stuff. And if you don't want to, totally get that, and I will just put that music on just for a little bit longer, because I just need to run to the kitchen and grab a few more things. Right now I have like 12 things to put on my board. Okay. All right. That's fine. No worries about that. Like you had no expectations of needing to say anything. So I think that makes sense. So I'm going to put music on temporarily and go grab just one or two more things, or hopefully find the pile of mine that got swept away somewhere. because somebody had a tidiness fit. I mean, I think that's great and wonderful. I don't function that way very often, so it's admirable to me. But okay, I'm gonna put the music on, and I'll be back just shortly. Yes, hello anyway, Joe, says Kat. I'll be right back. Did that music sort of morph and act like a weirdo to everyone here? Like on my end, it was like speeding up and slowing down and being like a little freak zombie. She took down binaural beats as a note. She's looking that up now, which I think is great. Thank you, Kat. I think my bird's trying to decide if she's going to come over here and participate. Let's see here. I'm going to see what people. See what people said in chat. Hello, anyway, Joe. Hi. Are you good? Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to. Didn't play any stage. I thought, okay, music, weird music. I'm good, thanks. Feel like doing the robot to this music. Don't think the robots would mind. Birthday. It was a chill birthday. Yesterday could turn out much better than I expected. Yay. Digital board. Me too. I don't have an adequate program on my phone to do it, laying it out in my head. That's great. A head layout is much better than no layout at all. You can just keep, you're a great visualizer too, Kat, so you can just keep visualizing and revisualizing and moving that stuff around. I don't hold images in my head long enough to do that. Oh yeah, Pinterest, that's a great idea too. I saw you drawing yours, Joe, but I thought maybe what was going to happen is you were going to cut up some of the drawings that you've made throughout the year. Some of the things you drew for Diwali and stuff, I could see that there were going to be pencil drawings in yours, but I wasn't sure. So Nook left, but I knew that because I texted with her. Binaural beats, yeah, okay. Okay. No, Joe, I actually can't hear you backstage because if it was set so that I could hear you backstage, everyone would hear you. I cannot hear you. I mean, in so much that, like, my bird. What is it, Bee? Want to come here, honey buns? Come here. Do you want to come? Yeah? Come on. Come on, Beaky. Do you want to come help? Here, I'm going to give you your little snack first, and then I'll come get you to help. Joe, it's just the few of us. Do you want to be on? Kat can come on too. It's just the three of us. Yeah, she is talking to Joe too, I'm sure. I think though what happened is and now this is not something I saw, but I opened a jewelry box that's it rolled beat up jewelry box, but it was my grandmother's, my maternal grandmother's, and there's a lot of free like leftover beads and stuff. There's a few pieces of jewelry in here too, but there's a lot of things that like fell off of necklaces and things that hold her energy and my aunt's energy as well. So I was going to put those on my art board. So I think that when I opened that, she responded to some sort of energetic shift in the room, but I'm not sure what it was. Hold on one second. Okay, Cat, I'm sending you on a. I sent you the link, so if you wanted to hop on and just chat, that's great. No pressure, but just it's an option. I'm going to turn the camera on in just a second here and create. Perfect. Let me add you both. Hooray!
Oh, it's party
Hello.
time.
It's
Oh,
party time.
Joe, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Say that
Yeah,
again.
I thought
I'm
you.
not sure if you could hear me okay if my wind tunnel is still
No, your wind
That's
tunnel is
all.
good. It's
my
pretty
wind
good.
tunnel is good. Okay, good.
Mine's probably loud.
I think it's TV. At first, I thought,
Oh, God,
wonder
it's endless.
is it endless? It was in my house too, till we all sort of took up separate areas of the house for different things.
Here we go. Is that better?
Oh, it's fine.
Significantly
It
so, yes,
was
ma'am. It was okay before, though, too.
yeah, it was good
Oh,
before.
well, I turned the volume down. He's out, so he's been out all day. He um thinks he double dosed his meds this morning.
Well, that would
So
be a strong reason for sleeping. Yeah.
yeah, so it's just wonderful. But
Well, I
he's,
mean, it doesn't sound like he's in danger, though. Just sleepy.
oh no, he was like his apnea more than usual, and the dogs are barking at him and trying to lick on him. They're like, "Wake up!" But I went out and got dinner, and everybody got happy and got food in their belly. But yeah, boys, you need to go out. Yeah,
They were like, speaking of food in the belly, Mom.
no, they ate. Oh
No, I mean, that's why they have to go out. I was being
yeah,
relatively crude.
speaking of, we ate. Time to go.
Yes, Mom, you're right. We did snack. Can we please now move forward? Okay, here. Let's see.
So put stuff on here that we want to how that shows how we manifest or shows what we would do to manifest it.
I would
I
just
mean,
honestly, I that's why on the little flyer or whatever, I just put those
yeah,
words: love, adoration, care. Just think of those. I was just explaining that that's the
like
point of the
ways we
exercise.
show it
It can be a
or
way
what
that
we
you
could.
show love, the way you would like
Okay.
to get it, whether you get it that way or not. A way, if there's somebody in your past that gave you love a certain way and something reminds you of that, just anything that reminds you of love.
Just the happy juju that comes through and how we could express it on in an
That's
artistic type way.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The ways,
Okay.
if it feels or looks like love to you, put it on there. It doesn't have to
Okay.
make sense to anyone else. And
Well, what I'm going to do is outline my paper or whatever I'm putting it on with the yellow brick road.
hi, Miss Claudia. Oh, that's amazing idea. How are you, Claudia?
Oh, I'm out of chat. Sorry.
What? You're in chat? Oh, you mean
No,
you're out of
well, no,
texting?
well, I'm on. Yeah, I was looking. I have to be one place or the other.
If you click on comments, Miss
Yeah,
Cat
I
can.
know, but
Okay,
it takes you to another screen, so it's not on the same screen. I
oh,
can
I
either
didn't
chat
know.
on screen or I can have the screen on screen.
What kind of pain, Claudia? Claudia said, I said, how are you? She said, I'm in pain.
I see that. Yeah, I'm in chat now.
Okay, okay. There's Cat. Hello. What happened, Miss Claudia? Last time we saw you, um, sorry, you're hurting it all, and your arms hurt. The last time we saw you, you were having friend time and coming and going for that, and had a cousin call and stuff. So I didn't, I don't think I got the update that you were hurting.
Is it both arms? Well, you said arms, so that's a plural.
Yeah, like, doesn't that feel like thoracic spine or like a
Well,
bird?
it just makes me wonder, did you do something physical with your arms yesterday? Like, I don't know, mop the floor, run the vacuum?
Sorry, I'm laughing. I can barely do any of that stuff. That's why I'm laughing.
No, I know. That's what I know. Yeah, but I find if I use them a lot the day before, and then the next day they're killing me, it's usually something that I've done to myself.
When it increases, that's true. What's the weather been like there, Claudia? You said it was weather. Hold on. I've got to go over to the bird. I knew it was that sound was coming. Hold on a second.
Oh, get the rainies, huh? It's cooled down today tremendously. It's like only in the 70s today.
Well, it was pretty hot here today.
Yeah, we've been low 80s, so it wasn't terrible for the past several days, but it dropped today. I mean, today is almost cool. Like I would consider I'm wearing a tank top because to me it should be hot out still. And but I would grab a sweater to put over it to go outside. Yeah, we're doing our manifesting charts, Claudia. Oh no, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, I know the notices are confusing some people, but they always, always, always on the notice, if like on the actual poster itself, say the day of the week, and often as we get closer, they even say the actual date. So it's not just something that's going to pop up right before a live. There's going to be things that are pre-advertising Monday, Wednesday, Friday to try to
Yeah,
keep.
she's getting proactive
Yeah, people.
instead of last minute. Oh crap! I forgot to send that out.
Right. I'm also trying to trap myself too, so that even if I feel sick, I have to come on at least for a little while.
Yeah.
And so if I'm, posting them a couple weeks out, even if I'm really not feeling great, if I come on for an hour, that's better than nothing. And so it's a combination of trying to make sure everyone, and including new folks, feel invited, you know, and but then I'm being really specific on the poster so that all the folks know what day we're talking about and what we're time and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because I get confused easily.
I hope that means palliative, Miss Claudia, like feeling better meds. Do not love without the camera on. Point it down this way and hope for the best here. Okay, so yay. What a beautiful image. But at least I can show things as we go. Try to change the layout a little bit. Let's see.
Oh,
Hold on
hi.
one second.
I had to switch back to the other screen so I could see you.
Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to change the layout just a little bit. Okay. Just because I'm going to share visuals here. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I figure, especially if we're going to sort of be quietly working on some of our projects a little bit, there's got to be some aspect of visual, even though it's not thrilling. I need to put my phone open too so I can see chat now because I can't see it at this angle.
Oh, one of them is still outside, and I shut the door.
They're like, Mom, Mom.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Sorry, buddy. Come
Night
on.
meds. Oh, plus Tylenol.
I didn't know you didn't come in, silly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is your friend, hey Claudia, is your friend like us? Like, is he chronic too? Put this here. Come on, phone, work. Oh, that's trippy now. I can see it up on this screen here in real time, and then I can see it like 4 seconds later in chat time. Ooh, trippy. Okay, so to hold down my poster board, which is what I'm using for this particular project, I've got my blue-green fluorite because to
That's
me,
a
like I'm
big
using
old
the
chunk.
ones. Yeah, I love this guy. This is one of my favorites. Like, and I have a lot of little rocks, right? But this isn't one of my favorites. The day that this one came, like, you order from some places and it can take like a month and a half or more, But the day this
Sure.
one came, when the mail truck literally, before it even pulled up near us, it just went down the street. I was like, ooh, there's something on that truck for me today. I can like feel it. And I don't know what it is like that I ordered, but it's something for me and I'm really excited. And it was this. Like I could feel it from a block away. And and that's how it feels like in person to me. Like it just feels like love, and
Eddie, quit barking. Get up on
it
there.
always
Come on
makes
up.
me feel better. Like when I feel yucky.
Is there a,
Oh, he has heart issues, fibroarthritis, diabetes. He'll be retired. What does he do, Claudia? Is that okay? If you don't want to, if any of this gets too personal, let me know. But like, I'm just asking a question, you know.
Eddie, get up here.
I can't remember the name of this one in this moment, but I'm sure because I'm having a lot of weird brain fog today. But this one's definitely a trauma holder and a trauma reliever. Like when I didn't think it was possible. Like some stones, I know they're just stones, right? Like, and they do nothing for me. I recognize that. Or our energies. I should say, our energies don't interact well or much. But like this one is another one where when I got it, like I opened the box and I held it and I cried for like 6 hours. But it wasn't like terrible, right? It was
It
like,
was a
hey,
cathartic kind of
yeah.
cry.
It's pretty much as soon as it
Yeah.
came out of the box, it was like, "You're sad and heartbroken and stressed out. Can I hold some of that for you?" And like as soon as I put it in my hands, and
Wow.
now some stones I get from different places, but most of these that come up are from Sage Goddess. This clearly is not an ad. She advertises for herself plenty. She doesn't need anyone else to do it. She's doing very well. However, the thing that's different about buying stones from them, because they are more costly in a significant way, right? But especially if you're a new stone collector and you're doing it for spiritual or physical or, healing reasons, it's a good place because she and her staff, they charge every single stone that they cleanse every single stone that comes in there, and then they charge every single
Hold
stone
on, Cece.
blessings and good intentions and stuff before they send them out, and they have them sitting in different places in their space to
Come
make sure
on.
the energy around them is good. So like sometimes I've gotten stones elsewhere, and they're much less expensive too, but they come with sort of energy attachments or whatever, and they definitely have to be cleared. Hers come like loaded with like prayers and well wishes, and it really is true, you can feel it. um,
Stay down, Cece.
and so I mean that's what the extra cost is for, in my opinion. Now I think she tries to do a lot of ethical, like she gets a lot of her stones from extremely ethical mines and stuff, which costs a lot more money because that means the people there are being paid well and have safe working practices. She's even purchased some mines. Like she owns a rhodochrosite mine and a few other things. Um, and so, so it does cost more. So if you can't afford that, and there were a lot of times I shouldn't have bought them, but did, and most of them I don't regret though. Um, but if you can't afford it, you still want stones, get stones, and then bless and clear them yourself, right? Before you put them in any space with you on any regular basis or work with them in any way. This is the Merkaba, right? Top and the bottom are supposedly like this is what our soul looks like, according to a lot of different spiritualities. Okay, the wind has increased significantly, Joe.
Oh my, I'm so sorry.
No,
Did you
I
know
think
what
it's
happened?
me.
Oh, is it you?
I think
No,
it's
I think it was me because I sort of leaned forward while drawing
Will you
without
well.
lean
I
forward?
realizing.
changed positions too, and I could hear the fan bouncing off my earbud.
Okay,
Well,
let's
then
see.
it was probably both of us then.
Yeah, Joe, will you lean forward?
Okay, yes, I've just leaned forward. Is it me?
Okay, it is at least partially you, yes, sir. I'm sorry, I don't want people to be hot though
No, no, I'm
or
fine.
uncomfortable.
You just have to move our head so it doesn't direct hit
Well, but
the
right, but I don't want
microphone.
you to be uncomfortable. Hold on, keeps crashing. He works in computers for the government. Okay, hold on. There we go. I'm trying my chat crashed for a couple. Crashed a couple times. Okay, so yeah, so this is a Merkaba. It's according to a lot of spiritualities, it's the shape of our soul, like it's the shape of our energy, the center of our, like if people see an orb, in theory, this is what's at the center, and then it radiates energy out 55 feet in every direction. The human ones,
That's
not the stone necessarily, right? But
very specific number, 55 feet, you said?
yeah, yes, and there's, it's interesting. So any place that there's a point, right? It's radiating energy out 55 feet in that direction. But there's a lot of different religions and spiritualities that agree on that number. Um, and of course, I have no idea why that is or how that came to be necessarily. Probably something I should read about because I keep talking about these. But the reason that it's so significant to me is, my kiddo came in, like as soon as he started talking about the family star, is what he called it, with 2-year-old language, family star. But he was making these. He was drawing these over and over and over again. He was taking pieces of cardboard. He would like those drink things, those drink holders you get from fast food restaurants that, have like hold 4
Yeah.
cups. He'd stack them in different arrangements to make like this star that pointed out in all directions. He was building this over and over and over and over again, and had a story. Basically, there's people that talk about having like stories of the afterlife. This is stories of, I mean, the afterlife probably is pretty similar to the before life, right? But he had a lot of before life stories. And, he talks about God, and I think he said the word Jesus. But he called God a girl a lot of the time when he was younger. I kept saying God and gave no gender. I just would use God repeatedly just to make it fair. And he would say, God, she came to see me. God, she said this and that. So I'm sure God is whatever we see. However, how he remembered it was seeing God in God's feminine side, I guess you might say. And like the big story was about the day he had told a lot of stories about he and I before life in baby school and the things we would do and the people we knew and that kind of stuff. And all of the mischief we got up to that we enjoyed. And um, so the story of the Kaaba and his storyline, like one of the biggest stories he would tell that involved the family star, was the day that I left heaven to be born again. And he was sad. So he like was mourning me, I guess, from the other side because he knew it was part of the plan, but he didn't know how fast it was going to happen. Like I guess I was there and we were talking about it and then I was just gone is sort of how he remembers it. And he knew everything was okay and we were going to see each other again, but he missed me. And so he was walking around and as he put it, he was putting my face, my energy face, which I have no idea what that means really, on everything. He said he put a shirt on. He wore a shirt with my energy face on it. And he put a big painting up with my energy face on it and he was sad. So God came and talked to him and showed him the family star and how we're all pieced together, how each one of us is one of these, but then you put them together and they make another big star. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, and they do. Like when you take one of these Merkabas and you set another one next to it, right? And you set a few of them together, they start making a whole nother star. They keep remaking the shape over and over and over again. And so, I mean, it was several years later. Like I'd never even heard of a Merkaba when I saw someone talking about it, and like I just like dropped whatever I was holding because it was like, oh my goodness, my child's been talking about that forever and a day, and he was making it over and over and over again. And so he's like, "This is me, but then you stack here, and then we make this part." He's like, "But then on the big family star, you are this part, and I am this part. So we're always together. Like this crease always connects us, and we're connected to all the other pieces too. But we are literally a folded piece. That we form a folded piece of the star." Is what he kept trying to say. Like we were really close, and so it hurt more when I left than when other people left, or something to that effect. But so anyway, when I found that Merkaba, I was like, "Oh my gosh, where's the
That's
government?"
wild.
Well, if you are listening or you're talking to Claudia, we're really sorry that you have a migraine and you're in bed. I'm not sure. I can't watch and always do multitask, especially today. But sending you love and yeah. Okay. So again, I think this is angel light. I'm having, like I said, I'm having huge brain fog today. I'll look them all up and probably put it in the
I
info.
believe so.
Hmm?
I said I believe so
Yeah.
about the NBA. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
right.
it's that iridescent, and then this is carved. They call these um, flames flame spirals. I have a couple that are carved into flames that look just like still flames, and then this one's carved into a flame spiral, just meaning that it has more movement, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
And so this is, I mean, I love this one because the spiral like fits your hand or whatever to meditate or hold when you feel bad. However, this is not always one of my first choices, but for today, for whatever reason, it was like, I'll hold down the poster. It was like, okay. And then I just got rose quartz just because love to hold down all of our stuff. Hi, pigs.
Hey, Steve.
Let's get this over where I can see. Hey, I hope your meds have made you feel better already. And then I brought this out just because I'm so scattered. I just thought I'll just put on like chakra beads and um, and use that here. So so I'm gonna. Oh, I didn't bring the other water over here. So with I'm gonna start with Pisces water. Um, my other things are in like little more fancy decanters, but um, I did like a just like a, I always do like a couple sealed ones too, so that we could drink it if we wanted to. I'm gonna just pour it in here a little bit and paint it just around the edge of my. Oh, I'm having a hard time opening it. Paint it around the edge of my canvas just to imbue that Pisces energy, that water sign. They're the eldest water sign. They're actually the eldest sign in the entire zodiac, and they have a lot of spiritual wisdom, and a lot of their sort of colors are like your soul star chakra, which is the one that floats right above your head and connects you to divine love. You're naked. What do you mean? So I'm gonna paint a little bit of Pisces water just onto my poster board here. Oh, everything's sliding. What kind of naked are you, lady? You're spiritually naked. Are you talking about you don't have your screwdriver, ladybug? Okay, and that's probably enough because now probably my Mod Podge is going to be like, what the heck? But I just thought if I wanted to thin the Mod Podge, the moon water might be best. Oh, okay, hold on. That's because this is a new channel and I've had to just, like, Cat got hurt today. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She hooked me back up today.
Because, of course, everyone on this channel that visits is um, extremely valuable. However, I literally have physical material business dealings with Cat and Pixie, so I would consider them collaborators, like consistent collaborators of this channel, like business wise, which is why they are mods as well, because they're essential originators here. But hopefully someday we'll be so big that everybody that's a visitor here that wants to wear a badge can, because we'll have so many other people that you guys need to, be the leaders of.
Cool.
Okay. So my beloved tidier still, like, I couldn't find my magazine. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to start with what I was intending to start with anyway. And we're not going to stay long enough to complete a project anyway. You woke up sick this morning. What kind of sick? Poor everybody. Like Claudia came in and was like, I don't feel good.
I think I ordered some of those circles.
Did you? These are temporary tattoos,
Oh,
and
I
this
don't know that mine are tattoos, though.
so this is the flower of life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Supposed to be the matter that everything's made from. And once again, I'm advertising for Sage Goddess for free, but like they don't need me. Hey Wolf, I'm not staying. I want
Welcome,
to
welcome.
have fun. Migraine meds into bed. I hope you have an ice pack, Ladybug, on your head and shoulders. Talking about it immediately. So that's to you, Wolf. Woo! Wow, the dogs are. That was like way more serious.
Oh, because there's a dog on the TV and we had to kill it.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wow, they're really serious right now. Like they don't usually sound that serious. So I'm sorry about your migraine, Wolf. We're sending you love and peace. Oh, cat fell out. She'll be back. Oh no. Yeah, they're saying use that ice pack, Wolf. There's no way that I could escape saying that because they were like, ice packs. Okay. All right. Gold is not usually my full jam, but I'm feeling putting a gold flower of life down very first on this page here. I think I'm probably going to start off taping. Oh, here's Cat back. Hey, lady, welcome back.
Thank you. I was trying to hit the volume when or hit the mute while he was charging the television screen, so
Poor. I just
I
knew that they
couldn't
sounded
go back.
startled, right? I was like, poor babies. I don't
Oh,
know what
yeah,
happened.
no. He sees something on the screen and he's got to tell it it's in his house. He's like, this is my house. You are not allowed in here.
I take it that was Eddie.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, he's the elder and the alpha, so
Oh my God.
and
I
he feels
know.
full
He's all
force
well.
alpha
We've been
requirements.
talking. We've been talking super sweet and syrupy to him to tell him he doesn't have to be mean. He doesn't have to fight. That he can just play with. So he's starting to play with Ollie again. But
Oh,
then Ollie will dive under the covers, and you know how they go rah 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 at each
oh
other
yeah.
between them. Well, then Eddie takes it up a notch, and then Ollie's like, "Help! Get me out from under here! He's trying to kill me."
Yeah.
Eddie can hear the tone in his voice.
At our
I
house, we
know.
call that game Monster Under the Blanket. I'm
Yeah,
taping my stuff first so that I'm sure I want it there by the end. See, I'm going to tape you, and I'll probably once we're offline and I'm messing around with it, I'll do some stuff. Um, have three in the freezer. Grab them. Yes, good. Please use them. Claudia says, "Hi, Wolf." Yeah. Oh, yeah, Wolf. Claudia told us that you were not feeling well, and we were sorry, and so we knew that you weren't planning on jumping on. And then I don't know if you're still here, but Pixie sent you a message in case you're listening, but you're not still in chat. Ooh, is it one of the icy migraine hats? Because they help me super a lot.
oh, that does sound good. I read or I saw somewhere that if you've got a headache, you put your feet in the hottest water you can stand,
Interesting.
and
What
it'll
kind of headache
pull.
did they say?
Well, someone referred to it as a migraine, but I don't know if it's fact or. But it can kind of make sense to draw the blood out of your head to your feet.
Oh,
I'll have
I
to
heard
check.
a hubby.
You heard happy.
I heard your hubby.
Oh yeah, he's alive.
That's good.
Yeah.
We like alive Davids.
Mhm. Kind of hidden. I'll have to check that out, Ian, because I've got an open basket at the moment, so I'll have to throw one in.
Yeah, they I believe they are worth it. We'll see what Pick's conclusion is. I believe they're worth it. Kiddo, who also gets those migraines, and it's been very recent times that it goes up to his head instead of just his tummy because of the age.
Mhm.
But um, he loves it too, especially
Good.
the ones that offer a little bit of compression that are just a tight, a little bit tight.
Yeah.
And oh
Yeah,
golly,
I like the type because
that
my
ice.
daughter had headbands that were for kids size headbands, but it was too tight for my head. But I could squeeze it over and roll it like down to my eyebrows,
Ooh,
and it like it was like literally a rope tied around my head, and it seemed to.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
compression helps me. I mean, I know everybody's
Pressure, yeah,
different.
pressure points.
Hmm.
And I have an amethyst ball that's probably a large lemon. Um,
The size of a large lemon, you mean?
yeah.
Okay, okay. I was just trying to track.
And when it's cold, well, because it's usually cold because it's a stone,
Oh yeah.
I can put it under the back of my neck, in the arch of my neck, and put pressure back there, and it helps with that too.
Sorry about the bird. I just figured it's the jewelry box. Every time I touch it.
That's weird.
So
Well,
where?
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. Where do you put the amethyst ball?
it's behind my neck.
Yeah. Okay, that
Like if
makes.
I'm laying on it in the curve of my neck,
Where is it?
and so I can kind of move just a little bit to the left and right, and it kind of massages it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, certainly. Hold on one second. Here, I've got somebody
Those are
coming
in
to
pretty
check on the
colors
bird.
too. We will have to get some of those. Well, my daughter likes it. She lives with the heating pad wrapped around her head.
Yeah. For me, like scarves and gloves and socks used to work when I was having certain kinds of headaches, and then it shifted, and now it's got to be cold. I think everybody got quiet. That's weird. I hope I'm still connected. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
I.
I think well, I hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I've cut out a little chakra person. They're going to go underneath. There might be stuff that gets stacked up on top of them, but um, like I said, we're loosely putting everything together right now with like a piece of tape, and so we can rearrange if we want to. I wanted one that was just heart chakra, but I don't have anything like that, so I probably will take something and color in the heart chakra more specifically. Let's see. I'll send a picture. Okay, sorry I'm late. I was sleeping that heady. Well, goodness. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. We we just talked. We set our intention to only work with the spirits of love and light when we are doing a project like this, and that everything we use, every object we use or tool we use, please bless that. And we had some family members come through for the people that were here at the very beginning talking about manifesting um, sort of well-being or neutrality. um, but this is just literally anything we put on our page. Some people tonight aren't feeling well, so they're just doing it mentally. Some people are doing it by drawing. um, some people are doing a digital one like on a computer, right? So the keywords are just love, adoration, and care. So anything that reminds you of love, adoration, or care, put it on there. And then at a different date we can talk about our boards or share our boards, maybe if on the community post, if people send in pictures or something, where we explain them. um, what do I mean by heart chakra? Like heart shaped or for the heart? Oh, so I put on mine right now, right? I just put a picture of somebody like who's meditating. It's like a sketch where there's a dot, for every one of their chakras. And because this is about love, I'm gonna highlight the heart chakra on this little doodle, um, because it's energetically, the thought of keeping that area energetically clear, that energetic space open to receive love and give love and stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, I figured for you picks like, you have so many supplies, right? Like, and you'll be able to just pull together something that reminds you of love. That's the whole point. Just needs to remind you of love, care, adoration, those types of words. And it can be your love for someone else, um, how you wish to be loved, how you do love, how they love you, whatever it is, how you love God, just whatever means love, adoration, and care to you. Oh, I'm sorry, Kat. My goodness. I can't see the main. I'm sorry about that. I can't see the main computer now because it's at a weird angle. So you were trapped. You were trapped down there.
Oh no! Oh no!
So yeah, hopefully, like these little art pieces um, will serve, in future situations as sort of meditative points for love. That would be great, Claudia. And then let me know, like, if I can share it, not online, of course, but just like, send it out or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see them.
Okay. So yeah, so far right now I have Pisces water and a little chakra map and the flower of life, and then I've got my stones holding down the poster board. I
What are
understand.
you gonna get, Dan?
She's gonna
Who's on the phone?
she's talking about a board.
Oh, it's our room. Your room? Yeah.
Hi. Hi D. We should start calling him Tom. Tom Cat.
so, so your secret internet name is Tom because it's Tomcat.
Tom is married to
He
Cat.
said, "There you go."
Wasn't that what they called Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes or something?
Yeah,
Oh, did
they're
they?
making jokes
Oh,
about
okay. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to do that to them.
it.
Good. I don't think. I don't think of them as negatively.
He said, just call me Maverick
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no.
because he was built for speed.
Okay, here. Oh, okay, Claudia. Okay, good. You sent it to the group. Wait, hold on.
He's like, who you chat with? Who else?
Oh, wait, this hat covers your eyes too, Pix. That's interesting. I don't think mine does. Claudia, did you say? Hold on. Let me go back to chat on my phone here because I just can't see it up here anymore. Can I send it out to the people, Claudia? Okay. Just wanted to make sure so everybody could. Before I just started talking about it randomly, right? Like I wanted to make sure it was okay that I shared. Here, hold on.
Eddie, it's okay.
I, I'm clicking on all the wrong things here. Hold on. Okay. Just sending it out to the anyone that's here. Boop boop ba doop. Okay. Just send it to Joe Black. I'm sure Maverick will see it through Cat. Okay.
Looking a little bit more than frenzy to me.
He's got a nice
That's
smile.
nice to me. Yeah, I agree, Pix.
Let's see here. Okay, I think I sent that to everyone here. I gotta see if I'm sure Wolf has seen it, right? I'm glad you got your new phone today. That's exciting. Aw, muscle in one eye. Is that how does that affect? Because I've never heard of that. So, like, how does that affect, can he blink and wink and all that stuff? Like, is it just a one muscle that's missing and all the other things work? Or did he have to, like, get I don't know, like a glass eye or something because he couldn't keep it lubricated? I'm always medically very curious. Okay, some of the other things I have here, I have a plastic glove and I have a mask and a band aid. So I'm going to put all these, or at least pieces of all these. Probably going to chop up the mask or cut a piece out or something. Maybe I'll put the whole thing on. I don't know. But so that's going on. I've got this little eyeglass cleaner that's going to go on my board.
Should we halt from inquiring as to why those objects?
You can ask anything
Well,
you
I
ever.
didn't know. Well, I just didn't know if we were going to do a reveal at another time.
Well, I mean, probably, but like since we're all kicking it, if like you can ask if you want, and if you'd rather talk about other stuff, it's no big thing to me.
Mhm.
Whatever everybody's happy with, but um, since I'm the one right now doing this in everybody else is choosing to do it sort of differently. Um, I just put, we all know I don't love the camera on, but I put it on so that like we can share something, right? Looks like he has a lazy eye. He says his daddy poked him in the eye when he was a baby. Well, so well, that's an interesting, funny joke. I think a lot of people say that's how they got dimples, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a guy thing.
Yeah, yeah. Can he see? Can he see through the eye? That's a, I see. I've got all these eye questions now. My friend hand makes the one that's the painter and the fellow medium. She hand makes a lot of cards, and this one says she was herself again, the queen. Shine like the whole universe is yours.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to chop up bits of her handwriting. Um, because of course there's a lot of people I love that send me their handwriting, but something about because the way she channels through paint and channels through art, her handwriting holds like even more energy than the average bear. So, um, so some of the words like she wrote, "I'm glad you're in the world." Like so that's going to go on here, and then the word love is going to go on here because her stuff just holds energy because that's her way of. I mean, everybody's handwriting holds energy, right? But hers is so like intentional. I guess is the word to use.
I've got a recipe book that mom made us. Um, she wrote down all the family recipes,
That's awesome.
and but she also wrote a little paragraph in the front to to each of us. I mean, so she wrote mine, all my love, mom, and I wanted to have that like put on my arm.
Tattoo. I was just thinking I would
Mhm.
totally get a tattoo of that kind of stuff. Um, that's gonna be awesome. Or do you have it already?
No, I don't.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're in the
that's right.
world.
My brother Jim and uh, my daughter Ossie all have like all the memorial tattoos. So it's like, look what I got now. Look what I got now.
Yeah, memorial tattoos are fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, like it really wasn't me. That's why I'm trying to get it back. I started to channel when you were talking about the cookbook and her handwriting, and I was trying to figure out what they were saying. Something about, I mean, of course, if you got a tattoo for a while, it would be raised, and you'd be able to feel it. But like, it's
Hmm.
something about having the pages done so that you can feel the letters, and I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like cross stitch or anything, right? It feels I don't know. It feels like somehow somebody's able to take an imprint or something, and it's
Like
on something
laser
flat.
cut.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like on something flat, but you can feel like the raised words.
Oh, neat.
I'm not sure what they're trying to say about. Um, I don't recognize it yet. You guys are gonna. I'm not smart enough to know what that is. You guys are gonna have to Tell me
Yeah,
more things.
no.
Somebody said the word tin type.
Oh, okay. Basically, it's pressed into the tin on like the back side,
Hmm.
so it's raised up on the front. This used to be how they made um, dies for printing.
Yeah, yeah, and is it how? Yeah, it's also how they
Not
like
the
made
tin
the
paper.
lettering. But I was trying to figure
Yeah.
out. I was trying to figure out how like okay, so if it presses in right, so that you can feel it and you can feel the words in order. To me, like that's what I was having a hard time figuring out. Like if it presses in, then the other side, right, everything would be backwards. So I was trying to figure out how once you do that, then it's mirror image, right? Like it's back to normal again, where you can feel the.
Um, when you do mosaics, glass on glass, you can have an image, but you have to kind of do it in reverse
Okay.
on the back side of the glass you're laying your pieces on.
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
that
So yeah,
make
Meg
sense?
says.
Yeah, you have to write it backwards. Yeah. So you could get a copy and then scratch over it, like flip, Xerox it and flip it and
Yeah,
then
because it
scratch
feels like it feels like it's on like I don't know, like a plate, like not like a dinner plate, right? Like a metal plate or something, like size, and it feels like it's down. It's down on something. It's like someone's made it part of a countertop or a tabletop or something. I feel like it's where you're gonna work too. Like it's right next to where you make things or maybe where you make things currently. I don't know, but it's like something where you've got this little tin type, right? And you've managed to like basically secure it to the surface of something, and so you can literally feel it every day.
it.
Um,
I don't have something like that, but I understand what they're saying. That's cool. Were you talking about me? My
yeah,
area of
the
belief?
cookbook.
Okay.
They were talking about the cookbook. As soon as you were talking about the
Yeah.
cookbook, like
Yeah.
I was feeling it, right? But it wasn't yarn, right? So I couldn't figure out like,
What it was.
yeah, it wasn't braille. Okay, let's see. Happiness. Yep. Okay, so we're going to cut out the word happiness. Hopefully, a mystery stack of magazines will be revealed later. I can add them later on. Where did you go? I know it wasn't me because I don't tidy anything.
Man, I've been seeing all these TikToks about ADD in women.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it
It's
just
and
gives me the giggles because it's
it's
like, wow.
there. It is. Look at that. Hashtag relatable. Um,
Okay. Thank you. Cough then, please.
because um, it's also like this weird form of perfectionism, right? Where it's like you don't start something until you know you can do the whole thing perfectly. So it's this weird kind of lazy, not lazy thing because when I do when I do clean, I clean for 4 days straight and tidy for 4 days straight and reorganize the whole entire world, right? But I have to have that kind of energy or it doesn't happen. And like I'm not good at moderation.
But that's ADD too, with the
Yeah.
list, because you can get paralyzed. I get paralyzed. Like, Oh, I can't even think about getting up and doing that. And it's a thought. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because you're also like, well, if I'm going to do that, I have to do this first.
Absolutely.
And then you'll start that, but then you'll see something else and be like, oh, well, I've got to do this. So you like one third organize everything you ran into that day, and not you never
Hmm.
get one whole task done.
Correct. Me
And
too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, and then also like I get fixated on stuff too, like especially I don't know. I think it probably still would happen like if I had more energy, but like it used to be like okay, I'm doing a project. Well, that means I started to know like I didn't care if my makeup a lot of the time was good, unless except for work, right? It was a mandatory for my job, but like or my hair, but my nails had to be done because they were the part of me I could see. And if I didn't have them done when I was doing a project, I spent my whole entire time thinking about how bad they looked. I fixate.
Oh, good.
Okay, so happiness. I've got happiness, celebration. Got some of her other. I got some Mary words, and then I got like this is her handwriting. Love. Okay, hold on. I gotta put this fell apart. And then I saved some things that for me do really a lot for like different aspects of love. So like I've got like something about tangerine, Lemurian quartz, right? Peridot is my son's birthstone. And I think this is one that I just grabbed or it was stuck in something. Well, this is interesting too. So it says tangerine Lemurian quartz. Tangerine Lemurian quartz boosts creativity, passion, and sex drive. It activates the sacral chakra, encourages self acceptance, and brings out your inner child's joy and playfulness. Tangerine Lemurian quartz also helps you access the ancient wisdom of Lemuria, meaning, the star, the planet, etc. It says carry with you, place in medicine bag or pouch, hold during spiritual work. And then the peridot says peridot is a stone of potential, manifestation, possibility, courage, faith, and deep abundance. It opens you to the breadth of life's possibilities as well as the depth of life's meaning. So it was interesting. I was like, I don't know why I wanted these two, but those were the two. Okay,
That's
Pix
cool.
says, I'm like that with crafting. I won't start a project unless I have everything I need to complete it, even if it's something minor. Yeah, yep.
And
I
oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
no, no, you go ahead.
No, that's okay. I've put enough of my 2 cents.
What? What happened? Did you
No, I
forget?
don't want to. No.
Oh, okay.
No, please, please.
Well, when they talk about ADHD, that when they looked at the criteria for hyperactivity disorder, is because they only studied boys.
Oh,
Um, and so that's why women never got diagnosed because they don't fit the criteria, but the
and
criteria, guys' criteria.
wow.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Very. Oh,
Not that I want Adderall. I would sit there and get laser focused to the crazy degree, and then that wouldn't work for me either.
it's dangerous. You know.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sorry, Anne. I'm muffled.
it just started, but yeah, just
Well,
like
I just switched earbuds because mine was going out. Is that any better?
it is to me, but we need to ask the pixelator.
Is it any better now, Pix? Oh, good. Okay. I just had to seat it a little bit better. What I was saying is studied, when they set up the criteria for ADHD, the criteria was based only on boys, that they didn't gather data on girls because boys tend to be the more physically hyper. Um, and so when girls weren't getting diagnosed because didn't fit the criteria, but the criteria was for boys.
They didn't study girls in the
They
beginning.
didn't study girls, but now they're starting to, I guess, set up, even in the DSM nines or whatever, the book diagnostic group.
Yeah.
Um, the girl criteria is not in there, so
Well, yeah,
it's an evolving
I think they're talking
thing.
uh, outside of hyperactivity. They're actually talking about neurological symptoms that are like,
Well,
uh,
autism is harder to diagnose in girls too.
yes. Oh, that's more distinct for me. Now, I definitely would have been diagnosed hyperactive in the 70s and 80s. Well, I was, regardless, right?
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I exhibited like a boy, right? Like I never sat still. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. But they took a homeopathic route with me, which was miraculous in our house. Like it saved everything when I was little. Um, but in terms of ADD, I'm still not diagnosed, in any official
Oh,
way.
yeah, no, no, I'm not either. But it all makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Like they weren't, especially in the beginning, Peggy, they weren't specific enough. They were too general, and I think before a certain age, especially, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to diagnose. I think you need to be a certain place in school, to be honest, unless it's really extreme. Um, you need to be at a certain place in school for them to even be able to differentiate, you know, childhood creativity um, versus unfunctionally um, hyperactive. Like when it
But
comes,
but seeing it in pediatrics, when you really see a kid with ADHD, you can't peel them off the wall,
yeah,
literally. It's
yep.
not just, oh, I'm shaking my foot and bouncing up and down and rocking in my seat. It's like they're ping ponging off the walls.
That's how I actually, when I was younger, way before ADHD was a discussion, they just called it hyperactivity. I that's exactly as a kid how I would describe it. People would be like, "What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "I feel like I just want to take my fingers and feet and just crawl up the wall." Like that's what I would say literally. Um,
Hmm.
like it was like I have no idea where to put this stuff.
Hmm.
There's no activity big enough for me to put this anywhere, and so it stays stuck in me, and it sucks. Like
Yeah, yeah. It's but when you see them, you go, "That's what they're talking about." Or even in classrooms, if you ever did a parent teacher thing in the classroom, you'd see the one kid that's literally Tommy, 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 sit down, Tom, Tom, Tom. It's like they can't tell you enough, and it doesn't work because they don't respond to that. But,
for me, they handled it dietarily. Somebody had recommended, I think it was like 4.5, almost 5, when they recommended something called the Feingold diet, which eliminates all artificial colors, flavors,
yeah,
preservatives, and and I barely ate anything at the time or slept. Like I had never slept more than 4 consecutive hours in my entire life, and I was nearly 5. Um,
yeah,
And so, like how they do with newborns, the first time they sleep through the night, when you think, "Oh my god, are they dead?" Um, that's what my parents did. It was like 3 days of eliminating that stuff. And I slept for like 15 hours, and they were like, "What just happened?" Um, it happened like that. And thank goodness they found it, because, I would have been one of those kids that got brain screwed by Ritalin, and because I was in that time frame.
Yeah.
Uh, and a lot of times people didn't, like in kindergarten, for example, they were like, "Hey, you know what? If you have a birthday party or something, or if you have a birthday party schedule or something, will you tell us? We'll just send her with a treat, right?" Because this was way before all of this dietary stuff for every individual kid, and they would say, "Okay," and like give them a loose calendar, right? But like be like, I guess my kindergarten teacher was like, like, you don't have to hold her back from all fun or whatever. And they were like, we're going to send fun. We'll send something yummy, right? But we're not, she can't just have anything. And apparently, she was sort of against it, but, listened to them. She was a respectful lady. And then one day, like 3/4 of the way to the year, I came to the car after school with a note like taped to my shirt that said, "Come see me immediately." and and um, my mom went down, and the teacher was like, "I need to talk to you. What changed at home? What happened?" And my mom was like, "Nothing. What are you talking about?" And she was like, "I don't know who that kid was today. She was fine like earlier the day, and then all of a sudden she was under the table. She grabbed the scissors. She was cutting people's shoelaces. Like, and this is a girl who, you know, is pretty quiet and loves school and stays involved, but she wouldn't come out from under the table. And when I was saying come out from under the tables, she never hurt me, but she'd say like threaten me with the scissors out, she's like, I pulled her out from under the table like a cat, like with her hands dragging. And my mom said, I laughed and said, "Did you guys have a birthday party today?" And she was like, yeah. And she was like, what did they serve? Because I didn't know there was a birthday party today. Did you give her anything? And she was like, they were Cookie Monster cupcakes with bright blue icing and this big red icing cookie that Cookie Monster held. And my mom was like, well, there you go then. You basically dose my daughter with crack.
Yeah.
That's what happens in our house when that happens. It's not, you didn't do anything horrible, right? But that's why we
Yeah.
told you. And she's like, never again. She's like, first of all, never again did she ever like raise even an eyebrow. And to that point in the future, she had future kindergartners where they would come see me and say, "Hey, Mrs. Redding said, come see you to talk about this." Because there's anytime she saw a kid in her class that looked like that, she sent
Yeah.
them to find out about the diet. I think that you're probably right about Hayden. Just energetically, I don't know all of your other kids well energy wise as I know him, because he's always had close proximity to you since I've known you.
Steph had to be on antibiotics.
Oh,
Um,
the
that
Bailey.
was red dye and sugar.
Yep, yep.
And she was 2 for an ear infection. She stood on my couch and was jumping up and down on the couch and dove at the coffee table, landed across her neck.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. And I called the doctor the next day. I'm going, not giving her another dose of that stuff because that's what I'm going, that's not a good thing for her.
Yeah, my parents insisted on the adult capsules, right? They were like, make a capsule, we'll open it, right? We'll put it in a spoon with sugar or something. Before I was too little, when I was too little to
Yeah,
swallow a pill. And that was their solution for that, because the pink stuff, like that's why I knew right away. It's like it's the pink antibiotic, right? Because
yep.
it would apparently
Red dye and sugar. Yeah,
murdered you.
poor lady. Yeah, because she was otherwise, she could see very well, so she didn't wander far. But she was like diving off the couch. neck first into the coffee table.
Well, and to go from, like, sick with a temperature, which you had to be pretty sick back then, they didn't just throw antibiotics at everybody. So,
Yeah,
you had to be pretty sick to be on the antibiotics. So to go from having a high fever and barely getting any rest to, like, stage diving, like, it's
yeah. No, there is definitely something
too
to the
dangerous,
chemical stuff.
exhausting. Okay, I need to look through my stickers. I brought my stickers. Ooh, that pink antibiotic is what rotted her sister's teeth. That's no fun at all.
No,
I haven't heard that one, but I mean, I totally believe it. I haven't. I've
well,
heard
they
of a
should. They say they
type.
sugared them up.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I heard of a certain type of antibiotic that, like, turns them that can turn teeth
Oh
yellow or whatever, but
no, you said something and it almost clicked in my brain.
ooh.
That it, I mean, what you were saying, Marcy.
I just said I heard of an antibiotic they took that could turn people's teeth yellow permanently, but um, she'd have false
Yeah.
teeth at 18. Oh, that's tough. I mean, I'm
Did she
envious.
have bad acid reflux too, or was a big puker? Mm, no. Okay.
Oh,
So that contributes to that happening with kids.
that's rough. That antibiotic got her.
Ah, when amoxicillin is used in infancy, it can cause developmental problems and permanent teeth in adulthood. Tetracycline is the other one. That's what I was thinking of. That affects their teeth.
Yes, that's the one I was trying to think of as well.
Yeah, I had to Google it because I'm like, I know it's something. Makes sense.
Okay, let's see here. Community.
Well, and especially they used to just take you to the family doctor. You didn't go to a pediatrician per se
Hmm.
that knows all the ins and outs of that stuff. That recognizes, um, you know, what multiple antibiotics do in the long run to kids. You just went to the good old family doctor.
Pix, are you the only one in chat? I think you are.
Oh, sure, Ange. I know that they weren't everywhere then. That's why I figured. Um,
Yeah, I think one's me though, because I'm watching chat from my phone because I can't see it up here.
I was in there, but initially, what's
Because
it
if
say?
because if that's the case, right, I can just send you a link to this room to StreamYard, and we can cut the live so that this is not just endlessly
Rambling.
right. Those of us that want to participate, I mean, like this is enough. We set our intention. We showed what we were doing. We conversed. So I think actually, let me bring you up here, Pix, and then we'll cut the live.
Good night, everyone who's out there that's not in it. If you're still in chat,
Okay, there, that's for Pix. Okay, Wolf said, thank you for the ice pack suggestion. Have it on and going to bed. Have fun. Love you guys. So that was 30 minutes ago. So Pix, if you will click there. Once you come on, then we'll blow kisses to the universe and then just go in and chat elsewhere.
in our own little world.
That's right. But yeah, thank you to anyone that's observing this. Um, we're really glad you came. The beginning, we talked a little bit about manifestation. We talked about love and intentions, and some of it was specific to a couple people that were here. However, a lot of the messages were universal and can be taken and used for your greater benefits. And please, if you're interested in doing this just at home for yourself, make yourself a vision board about love, adoration, and care. It will serve you really well energetically as long as you do this, really genuinely want to do it and want to put together something that looks like love that you can look at in a hard time or when you're trying to manifest something and you don't have words and you're overwhelmed. And we'll talk about that more later. Hold on, I'm going to let Pix in and
What's
then we're
up?
going to kill the lives. Hi, Pix. We're going to kill the lives so that we're all here in StreamYard as we go elsewhere. And so good night, everybody. We're sending you love and light, and we'll talk to you all very soon.